Hello, today I'm going to be showing you how to knit toe-up socks with double-pointed needles, and I don't do this very often, but there is a favorite toe that I do have when I do use double-pointed needles, and that is the moccasin toe, because I love that one because it's very nicely rounded. And I'm doing DPNs today because I have only little scraps of sock yarn that I want to use up, and I don't know if I have enough if I do 2 at a time anyway, so that is why I'm going to be using double points today. So let's get started. Okay, and for this you cast on in a different kind of way, and you will need a crochet hook for that and a piece of scrap yarn, preferably the same thickness or a little thicker than the yarn that you will be using. Sorry if you're having a lot of noise, I have the washing machine on. I'm sorry for the noise. Right, so how do you do this? First of all, you make your slip knot like that, and then you cast on, as in the provisional cast on with the crochet hook, about 6 or 8, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, let's go 7, 8. So here's my little provisional cast on. So now, as you see, you have 2 sides to your chain. Okay, this is what I call the knitted side. It's all flat on this side, and when you turn it around, you have all bumps on the other here. Okay, so what we want is we want the bumpy side, and you want to be casting on 6 stitches into those. So you take your bump, put your needle through, oops, I got my yarn the wrong way around, and you knit that through. You need 6 of these. 1, 2, 3, 4. I've got a double yarn here, so it's a bit more complicated. 4, 5. There we go. It gets easier. And 6. Right. So here's my little cast on. So I'll show you again. Here's the smooth side, and that was the bumpy side. I have 6 stitches now on my needle. Now I've turned my needle round so that I can begin knitting, and we start off with the purl row. Okay, and we knit in stockinette 8 rows. Okay, the first one's always a little bit fiddly, and that's normal. And I'm not used to knitting so high up on the table, I hope. So my last one is playing up a little bit. My last stitch is playing up. So that's one. I pull this a bit tight. One. And I've got 2mm needles here. That's row 2. Take your time, no need to rush anything. It feels a bit odd in the beginning. Three. Row 4. I'll come back to you after my 8th row. Okay, now I have done my little square, so the next row that I would be doing would be knit here, and that would be my 8th row. But first I want to get the other stitches on the live side over here. So for that I pull out my crochet chain like that. I don't know if did I do the right side. I'm not sure I did. And you'll see, I don't know if you can see that, there. Once you've pulled it out, you get live stitches like that. I try to get up close. Okay, like that, and those go onto your second needle. Okay, I'm going to have to turn this round. so that I can see what I'm doing. And I've got to be especially careful because I'm knitting with double strand, so I need to catch both. For me it is a little fiddly. The tail got in the way there. 1, 2, 3, 4. 2 more. I think I pulled one out. 1, 2, 3, 4. See, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Sorry, hang on a minute, I've got a knot here. Sorry, I've knotted up my end. I don't know how I managed to do that anyway. So here we've got the 6 on this side now, and the 6 on that side, all live stitches, and you have a little oblong shape like that. Okay, now that we have picked up all of those 6 stitches, we go back now to the last round, so that was the 8th on a knit round, and we knit those off. Not off, we knit those, sorry, not the off, we knit those. So that's our 8th row. There we go. Okay, just to note, if you need stitch markers to do the beginning of your round, so where we've now just finished our 8th row, so the beginning of that is where the beginning of our round will be. So if you want to put a stitch marker on there, put a stitch marker on there. I still have my tail hanging off, so I know it's the one opposite. That will be the beginning of the round, and I'll put a stitch marker there a little later. Right, and now, as you see, we have this open side here. What we want to do is now pick up 6 stitches here on the side, and we can do that again with our needle. Doesn't matter how exactly you do that. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, but I do it through the first V that I see. Pick up 6 in total. 1, 2, 2, 3, 4, 'oops, missed that one, 4, 5, 6. So there I have picked up. Do I need to zoom in maybe a bit more? Okay, so now I have 6 stitches this side, 6 stitches that side, and now let's rearrange the needles, put that one to the bottom, and now I will knit across this side and then pick up another 6 on that side. Explain. Now we have a little square and I'm back to the beginning of my row, beginning of my round, sorry, here. Okay, that's the beginning of my round. Here's my little tail on the other end, the little tail. All right, so I know this is the beginning of my round. I've picked up 6 stitches on both sides. Now, you see how these rows, these are clear rows, okay? This will always stay at 6 stitches. Both ends will be at 6 stitches. We will start the increase rounds on the sides and we'll increase on every other row, okay? But first, just so that the stitches are all nice and neat, we will stitch 1 round without increases. I made mine a little tight, my stitches. I don't know why. I always tend to knit tighter on double pointed needles than on magic loop. I don't know why, but it is the case. So 1 round, 1 complete round, just knitting. Okay, as you notice, I have actually got longer DPNs here. These are the longer ones. You can get shorter ones. I use the longer ones because I also use them for just normal knitting. So they double up. Okay, this will get easier from here on in, so don't be afraid. Unfortunately, you're seeing my work from the back side. Okay, in the beginning it's a bit of a hassle with longer needles because you've got to manage the needles. So I'm on my second side again. Right, now we're back to the beginning of the round again. So this is my first increase round. And just organize my needles. I like the working needle to be on the top and the others below, so I can press those down. Oh, I don't know, you can't see that. So I have my working needles on the top and all the rest are below. So now before I start, I will attach my stitch marker. You can do a proper stitch marker, or I'm just using that little bit of scrap yarn, and I'm just going to attach it to a stitch in the corner. Okay, it doesn't have to be pretty or anything, it's just to mark so that I know this is where my beginning of the round is. So that's all that is. I don't think I'll lose it because it's long enough, but if you're not sure, you can just do a very loose knot in it, like that, just so that it doesn't pull out. Sorry, I had to pause you there, the machine was way too loud. Okay, so now we've just placed our marker, and now remember we said we're only going to increase on the sides. So this round, as it's in the front, let's call it the front, the straight line doesn't get increased, so we just knit across that one. So the first one is a knit. Okay, now we're coming to the side. Let me see if I can adjust the camera. Okay, I hope this is a little bit better now. So now I've come to the side. You see we've knitted across, here's the up and down, knitted across this one. Now we're going to do our first increase. So here. Now, you see in between here, this is where we're going to bring up our make one. Okay, bring up on the side through the bar here. Okay, that's not clean. Here we go. Bring it up right through there. Okay, that's make one, and knit across. So So now I've knit across the 6 we already had, and now we make one more here again. So once again into the bar right in between. Sometimes I have difficulties with this, so I will take a crochet hook. Because I have double yarn, it makes it a bit more complicated, so I'll just bring up that and put it onto my needle. So now we have 8. Okay, now we knit across the next. We don't do anything on the next 6 because that's an up and down side. Remember, we only increase on the sides where we originally took up the stitches. And I got myself in a yarn pickle. Here we go. Here we go. Right. Right, here we go again. Here we are in the middle. So now we're increasing again by 2. That's 1. And then knit across the 6 we already have on the side. I don't know, I made my life a little hard with double yarn, but I wanted them to be extra thick. There we go. Now don't forget to increase by 1 on the side again. And once again I'm going to use, it's only in the beginning where this is hard, where you might need a crochet needle. There you go. Right, so that's my 8, and now we're back to the beginning of the round, and now we knit 1 round completely round without increases, because we're going to do every other round. Okay, and the first 2 rounds are normally the complicated ones. From here on in, it gets easier. Am I not even in the picture? I'm sorry guys. So I'm just knitting it around. It's because I'm not used to working on the table. Okay. What I like about this moccasin toe is also it's super strong. So if you tend to get holes in the toes, this is perfect. Okay, so now you should have 8 on the sides and 6 in the up and down. Right, we're back to the beginning of the row. Round, not row, sorry. How do I know? That's because this is hanging off here. Right. So remember, no increases on this side. No increases here on this side. This is an up and down side, so this will stay at 6. Okay. Now we come to an increase over here though. Okay. Hope to show you this again. Hope you can see that. Go in between the bar, pick up, there you go, and knit to the end. Okay, now we're back at the bar. Did I just lose that stitch? Hang on. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Well, that must be a stitch from this needle then. Okay. One, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And pick up. There we go. In the bar. There you go. So, oh, don't lose your stitches. So now you should have 10 on one side, 10 on this side, 6 on that, and still 8 on here. And that's going to be 10 after we've finished with the increase. So we always increase by 2, 1 on each end. Right, now we come back to the increase part. 2, 4, 6, 8. Yes, we're supposed to have 10, so that's correct. truth is I can't even see what the camera is seeing. I can't really see whether this is actually... Okay, now I'm doing the increase again. This is the end increase. There you go. So now you should have 10 on either side, and we're back to the beginning of the row. So it's a knit around. I hope the camera is picking this up nicely. I'm not sure it actually is. I hope it is. And you will see the shaping is now starting. You're getting now a flat bit and what I call the bar bit. Once you have a few more stitches on the sides, all of this will become a little easier. Okay, we're getting there. No increases on this round, remember, only every other round. Okay, this round is finished, and let me just show you. So now you can start seeing how this is going to perform. Let me just show you. Okay, let me get my needles right so that you can see this better. Okay, now you can see how this is starting to shape up. You've got your little moccasin toe here. Your little moccasin toe here, and so at the front, and this is the top and the bottom of the foot. Okay, so it's starting to shape up. Okay, so now we're back to the what I call the increase round. And so you'll carry on increasing on the sides only, this side and that side, and you will do that until you have the total amount of stitches you want for your sock. In my case, that's 48, which will mean that I have 6 on the bar side and 18 on the sides, the increased sides. So, because 6 never changes, and only this part, only this side, the sides here where you increase change. So I'm on the increase, so I'll do it once more into the... Okay, let me see if I can get this. Okay, do it once more, and I hope the angle is now right. So I go into the bar on the side, pick up 1, knit the other to the end, in a way. This is maybe easier for those who don't know how to make one right and make one left. So now into the, okay, into the bar here, and pick this up through here. Okay, now I have 12 on this side. Let's check. 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12. All correct. So I have 12 now on this side. Knit across this. Nothing happens to the 6. That stays the same. Okay, now back to the side. So it's a pick up, make one again. Okay, into the bar here, pick up, knit across, across. There you go. Now pick up my last one. Get my thread out the way. Should have made that maybe a bit shorter. Okay, so I'm back to the bar again here. Pick that up. There we go, that's my 12. So now it's a non-increase round, and you just carry on increasing until you have the full amount of stitches. I'll come back to you once I have got my 48 stitches. Okay, there you have it. I've done my 48 stitches, 18 on each of the increase sides and 6 on the wedgie side. Okay, let me see. Oh, don't know, back or forth. Here we go. Here we go. Okay, so there you see my 48 stitches, and when I hold it like this, get that out the way, then you can see how this is shaping up. Okay, do you see that? That's the moccasin toe. Right, and now it's just knit, 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 knit all the way, and you decide on halfway, once you get to the arch of your foot, as in just before the ankle, you will decide whether you want an afterthought heel, which I think I will be doing, or whether you want heel flap or gusset, or whether you want a fleagle heel. I'm not sure yet. I'm just going to knit in the round, knit, knit, knit all the way until I get to that point. And I'll be back with you then. So that's all there is to it. Quite easy. The beginning is maybe a little bit more complicated, looks complicated, but isn't really. So I'm going to be changing colors, because once I've reached the end of my toes, basically where my foot starts, I'm going to change colors. So otherwise I'll be back with you till then. Okay, I am back. I've now changed colors, and because this is a scrappy sock and I was a little bit lazy, what I did is I knitted in the first row, and this is going to be my back, so the bottom of my foot anyway. I've decided this is going to be the bottom part of the foot, and this is going to be the top part of the foot, so nobody will be seeing this. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to go one step ahead, and I'm now going to knit basically the next two sides onto one needle, so that I only have to deal with 2 needles and not with 4 anymore. I don't know, that wasn't, I'm not even sure that was English. That didn't sound that didn't sound good at all, did it? Right, so what I mean now is, instead of going 4 and then next, as I'm not going to be increasing or decreasing, I am just going to knit all of these onto one needle. Because I have decided I will be making an afterthought heel into these. Because I'm working with scrappy yarns, I think that will be the easiest. And because I like getting practice in afterthought heels as well. Yes, Shia. Sorry, she's complaining. She's complaining she wants out. We're going out in a minute. Let me just do this section. And then the next lot onto the next needle. So I have a back and a front needle. So then I'm only dealing with 2 needles and not with 4. It will make progress go a little bit faster. Knitting progress, instead of having to deal with 4. At this stage I could also put them onto circulars. That would be another option. So there you go. So from here on in, front of the foot, back of the foot. But I'll decide that once more. I'll recheck once I get to the height of where the heel's going to be going in, and then we'll do as in the video before. We'll put the lifeline in and the scrap yarn of a different color to determine where the heel goes in, and then we can just carry on the sentence. So if you want to refer to how I did the afterthought heel, go to the prior video. And that is it for the moment. I'll show you the result once I have it. Bye! So there we go. I have decided I am doing an afterthought heel, and because I'm doing an afterthought heel, I will not record all the knitting up to the afterthought heel because I already have a video in here under crafts. So refer to that video. I think that should be clear enough, that video. And well, from there on, once you got your, you don't know if you don't need any advice on how to do ribbing, nor on how to actually just do stockinette in the round. So you don't need to watch all of that. So that'll be that will be that for this video. Ah, this is a good one today, isn't it? And I'll stop right here now and hope you don't give up hope for me, because today has been a really, really long day. Not long in hours, but I've done so much and I've been so tired all day long. I don't know what's going on. But anyway, and I can't seem to get my brain to formulate the words that I'm thinking to get them out of my mouth. So that'll be it. Please bear with me and I will see you another day. Hope this tutorial was still useful. Bye bye.